Ladies and gentlemen, come gather round, come gather round, come gather around. Today, we're gonna make this look like this. Let's go!
Well, here it is. After spending a crapload of time blasting the bed, the cab, the doors, the hood, the fenders, here we are on the frame, and it's the last little bit. Yeah, okay, all right. There's a few things I haven't shown, like I have to blast the front bumper, the grill, the inner fenders in the engine compartment, and probably a few other things. I'm making a trailer hitch for this truck. I've got to blast that and paint it as well. However, my goal this summer was to get the majority of the truck blasted and primed. And here we are. You're looking at it. You're getting to see all that disgusting crud disappear and all the glorious gray naked metal showing up. It's delightful to do. I have a few videos, one up here where you can see a bit of detail about the pressure pot blaster that I have. Quite loving it. Made some few changes to it which are documented in that video, and I've made a couple changes since. So if that works out well, I'll do a part 2 for that video and show some further improvements to making that thing work really well. I've got 2 tarps outside of the shop. One is just directly overhead. They're being supported by my muffler holder uppernators that I made for doing exhaust. They're just telescoping pieces of probably 1.5 inch, 1.25 inch steel tube. They are held down by a wheel just because one of them got blown over on a windy day and clocked me in the melon. And then there's an extra tire bungee corded to help hold it down and keep the wind from blowing it away. I also have an extra tarp on the south side, which gives me a little bit of shade as the sun comes around, getting lower in the horizon up here in Canada, but it also kind of controls just how far away the sand blows if it's a little windy. For the most part, I don't even change the abrasive. I just keep topping it up. I've run this abrasive through again and again and again and again, and I don't, some folks will run it 3 times and then replace it. I don't replace it at all. I just keep adding to it as it blasts itself into dust and floats away. So I don't know, I've fed this thing through 1,800, I don't know, too many times. Side of the frame's coming down pretty good. You can see a couple little weird brackets over the step notch. It's not really a step, but the notch on the back of the frame, and those are raised. Platforms just for the extra strips of the bed floor to sit against, because those used to sit on the frame, but that section of the frame is no longer flat or where it was. So I've positioned those. When we get the thing all back together, you'll see more. I've also removed some of the extra risers for the bed just because they were bolted on after cutting out the rivets. Someone was telling me that bolted mounts that used to be riveted might not be passing inspections. I don't know. I'm not going to be riveting it, but I did buy a whole bunch of grade 8 fasteners to make it all look awesome and put it all together. There was a study on 67 to 72 Chevy Truck Forum where a guy looked at step notches to engineer or stress and strain these and found out they weren't actually all that good. Hey, let's take a look at actual speed while we're at this. You can feel your mind slowly turning to oatmeal while you're doing this. Life just passing you by. So we speed it up because nobody wants to watch that. So step notches. Somebody found that through finite element analysis that if you just cut the frame, you lose a dramatic amount of your frame strength by doing that. Click the link above to check out the video where I butchered this frame and made all the changes, most of the changes that you see. I don't know if I documented raising the middle. Don't remember. Doesn't matter. However, as we speak, this thing is now sitting in my backyard with 2 coats of epoxy primer and 2 coats of gloss black paint. I'm waiting for some neighbors to gather so I can carry the thing back into the shop. And you'll see it as I start putting the truck back together. You can also see a big honking hole in that middle brace on the driver's side. The frame is upside down right now. And that is an access for the exhaust to get out of the frame, because I'm running a 4-inch exhaust from the turbocharger out. So I need to try and get it through the frame because I don't want anything hanging below the frame. So I cut a big honking hole in the forward angled leg of the X, and then a significant chunk out of the middle brace, and I have a bolt on bottom to close it back up again. I had to make part of this bolt onable, and you'll see this in an upcoming video, because if you ever need to install a muffler or change the exhaust, it isn't going to come out unless you can remove a section of the frame. This cross member is from an 84 Suburban. I have no idea what the spring rates are, but that's okay because we're going air ride. I do have the coil springs just in case the novelty wears off, but blasted the snot out of this. This has been pancaked 2 inches and rack and pinion modification. Fox Body Mustang steering rack installed as well. This small piece back here is just the back of the frame to help hold the gas tank. And that's about it. I appreciate you guys following along on the build. Hope you're enjoying it. There's more to come as we start putting this together and getting ready for paint. My goal next summer is color. Thanks for watching.